In today's video, I look at some boring reports. Cue the intro. Hi folks, welcome to the channel. My name's Andrew. I'm a part-time eBay and Amazon reseller and a mental health advocate. And today I thought I would take a look at the eBay sales report to see how my business has performed over the past month. I did it last month. It was really useful to me, gave me a few good insights. So I want to use it again to see if during the month of April my business has grown or remained stagnant, can't even speak, or even worse, declined. So let's take a look at the report. I'll hand over to future Andrew now, who will take us through it. Okay, thank you past Andrew for the handover. Future Andrew here. So this is the eBay sales report. I like to look at this each month to see how my business is growing, hopefully, or if it's not growing, see that it's declining or remaining stagnant, whatever the information is that it tells me. I use it just to gain some insights into what categories are performing for me as well, how much sort of profit I'm making before cost of goods, if there's any categories I need to focus on in particular because they're showing an uplift in sales in terms of what I list. I would say what I source as well, but I have such a big backlog that I also need to work on clearing that, so quite often I list stuff from the backlog as well, and this just helps me decide which items in particular to pick out that backlog and list. If you want to know how to get this report up, it's very simple. If you've got a business selling account with Seller Hub, then you just click on the performance tab here on your desktop, click on sales, it will bring up a sales report. Then in the drop downs here at the top, you click on last month and it should automatically select the previous month to compare it to. You can also do different periods and set custom periods, etc. Yeah, it's really quick to generate the report if you're just looking over the last month though. So yeah, it gives you a headline summary here at the top. So what this is telling me is that my total sales in terms of value was up over 20% on the previous month, which is really pleasing to see because that means that the business is growing. My selling costs are up 30%. That does include insertion fees because I'm over my 1,500 listing allowance that's included in the featured shop. And my store is gradually growing in terms of the amount listed. It does mean that I'm paying an increasing amount of insertion fees, but not enough to justify an increase to an anchor store just yet. So I'm not particularly worried about selling costs increasing because I've sold more and I've got more items listed as well. The net sales is interesting. It shows us £3,100. That does include some postage costs, but not all of them. So there is a deduction of a few £100 for postage that needs making there. But it's saying that before cost of goods, I've made over £2,000 profit. Obviously that figure is reduced by the cost of goods, but I'm still looking at a 4-figure profit for this month, which is really good for a part-time income. One thing that does concern me is that the quantity sold has dropped by nearly 12% on the previous month. I listed less items this month than I did in the month of March because I'm trying to get my house ready for sale. So I was expecting to see a drop off in quantity sold, and this just confirms that the less you list, the less you sell. It does tell me that I need to list more items during the month of May, otherwise I might see a decrease in the total sales, so that is something that I need to work on. I do have a couple of events going on this month, but hopefully I should be able to list more items. One really pleasing stat is that the average sales went up. Average sales price, that is, or ASP for short, has gone up by 38%, I did list, I did focus on listing some higher value items this month because I knew I would be listing less. So I was hoping that that would compensate, and it really has. I've had some big ticket sales that have really sort of driven the business forward. I am just attempting to locate my mouse because my view is absolutely terrible. Oh, this is what happens when you do YouTube recordings live. There it is. Just wanted to move myself around the screen a bit. So, sales via auction is down, but I'm not bothered about that. I use auction to get rid of stock that just isn't selling. And it's all 99p start stuff and stuff that cost me literally 10p to buy. So 99p plus postage. I sell it for $3.99. I actually make about 50p on each item. And the stuff slowly trickles out. So happy with that. And obviously the sales via fixed price has increased, which has driven the overall increase in sales value. So that's fine. Be nice to see that increase again this month. But yeah, repeat buyers has increased by a third on the previous month, but it's still a lot lower than I would like. I really want to push that repeat buyers aspect forward. That was an aim I had last month as well, but I just didn't have the time to focus on it. There's a couple of options that I've got here. I could include business cards with the QR code in each item I sell and send out that gives buyers a discount, and I could also send out discount codes to buyers as well who bought from me previously. Both of those I'm going to explore. Whether or not I'll implement them in the month of May, not sure. I'm not going to commit to that at the minute, but they are ideas that are in my head that I want to look into a bit further. The sales by category, really pleasing to see that books has gone up. I'm just going to expand all there, see what happens. Yeah, I don't like that. Can I unexpand all? I can. Not. No. Okay, so that's annoying. But yeah, sales in books up by 20%, and it accounted for nearly 20% of my sales. So definitely a growing category. Health and beauty is a new category to me. It's one that I've gained experience of through selling on Amazon. Selling on Amazon has really opened my eyes to other categories that I can sell in and other sourcing opportunities that I previously either ignored or wasn't aware of. And so I'm now heavily focused on health and beauty sourcing for eBay. I'm actually stepping away from sourcing it for Amazon. But for eBay, I'm finding it's a really good category to sell in. And so that is bringing forward more sales for me. Clothing was up as well. This is because I've actually been listing more clothing and therefore had more sales. This is the antiquarian and collectible category for books. This is 50% down. That is purely reflection of what I've been listing. I've been listing books that feature in the main category, the antiquarian and collectible one, because some of those were higher flipping items. Oh, sorry, had a better sell-through rate. With the antiquarian and collectible sort of category, it's quite long tail. You do find that it can take months or even longer for items to sell on it, because although quite often you've got the only copy of that book available for sale on eBay, it still takes time for the buyer of that book to find you because there's just a lot less demand and a lot less audience for it. So I slightly changed my listing strategy in listing less of those this month because I knew I was going to be listing less overall. That might change in May. I might list more in this category because I'm hoping to list more. So we may see a change in May's report on that. Home furniture and DIY has seen an increase, but that's actually on bedding. I was just lucky to get some good sales embedding this month on stuff that was already listed. I haven't done any particular action in that category, and I don't think I've listed anything new in it. Films and TV saw an increase on VHS tapes. I picked up a haul of airplane documentary type videos, and those have been selling through quite well, and that's driven that increase because I listed those straight away. As we said, health and beauty, I've seen 100% increase because I didn't list in it before, and now I do. Video games and consoles have seen a slight increase as well, just because on those days where I didn't have more than 20 minutes, half an hour to list stuff, I was listing video games because they're easy, dead quick to list, and that's generated more sales as a result. We've seen DVDs and Blu-rays drop. That's purely down to supply. I've had a lot less DVDs and Blu-rays to list, so therefore I've seen a decrease in sales. So that's fine. And again, we've seen clothing and shoes go up because I've listed more. This is just the different books and categories. As adult learning and university, again, it's just about what I've been listed. Toys and games has seen a slight decrease. I've listed less toys and games. Most of those go into Amazon, so that's why. And then I sold a toaster, which is accounted for £61.99. A good piece of retail arbitrage, something I bought for Amazon. But I realised that the sell-through rate on eBay was quicker, so it was going to be quicker for me to get my money back on that item and some profit if I did it on eBay. Because Amazon, even if by the time I sent something in, it's sold, they've paid me for it because they give a couple of weeks after payment before they pay you. It was going to be well over a month before I saw the money from that item. Whereas on eBay, I would get a similar return on investment, and I knew I would get that money within a few days, and that's exactly what happened. I think it took about a week for me to get the money from this item, and the buyer was really pleased with it. So yeah. There's a few other things here, but these are all just individual sales largely. Yeah, so nothing too exciting there. Okay, so I won't go down any further because at the bottom it shows what your top selling items were, and there's quite a bit of retail arbitrage in there that's still available in the shops. So I don't want to increase my competition on that, but I will be looking at that separately offline afterwards. But I think what I've picked up from this is last month I was thinking that I might step away from the VHS category, but actually that has shown a good increase in sales. I think what it's showing is if I list more specialist VHS, then there's a demand for it. So perhaps when I'm looking to list items in May in the VHS category, I will tend to list the more rare, unique ones rather than the common ones that I'm competing with 20 or 30 other sellers on. And that may keep on driving that increase. It's showing me that listing clothing is working. I might see an impact on clothing sales as a result of private sellers being able to sell stuff with no fees. It's one I'm keeping an eye on, but I'm definitely going to look at listing some more clothing this month, not least because it is probably a quarter of my backlog as well, so it does need working on. Health and beauty, definitely a category that I need to explore a lot more of. I don't have a backlog of health and beauty, so I will be looking to source more health and beauty products. That will become part of my sourcing strategy now, because that's maybe hundreds of pounds of profit this month. So I'm going to see if I can keep building that aspect of the business up. And books, if I focus on sell-through rate, can help drive sales as well. But I still have a backlog of longer tail items, so I'm going to slightly mix what I list in the month of May in those which might have a slight impact on sales, but I need to get through the backlog. So yeah, a really insightful report. Hopefully me going through that report and showing you how it informs my business can help you use the report to inform your business in the same way. We'll pass back to future Andrew to do the summary. So see you in a moment. All right, future Andrew here. Thank you, future Andrew and past Andrew. That's too many Andrews, lots of Andrews. Anyway, so yeah, another useful report there that's generated insights. I really do, recommend taking that time to drill under your business. It doesn't take long. You see, it took me about 15 minutes to do the analysis. I've got a bit more to do to look at the products that I've been selling, but that's really about driving my sourcing and what I want to restock on and what I don't, basically. So I have some retail arbitrage products that take 2-3 years to sell through, and I have some that take days. Obviously, the ones that take days are the ones I want to try and get more of. But yeah, I've certainly found that report insightful. Hopefully, me showing you the process I go through in terms of working out the next steps for my business using that report is helpful for you in helping you sort of undertake that kind of analysis. So I'm going to wrap up the video now here. I like to have a random word commented below if people have managed to make it this far in the video, because it really does encourage me to make further content. So we're going to go with Alexa as the random word below. So if you made it this far, do comment Alexa, and don't forget to like the video if you can, because it does help grow the channel. And 50% of my viewers aren't subscribed, so if you're not subscribed, I would love you to hit that subscribe button, just so that I can keep on making more content. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Bye for now.